everybody, May favourites, and we're back in the house, we're back in the cave of stone, because I can't make my studio work for filming in, which is a bit depressing. It will get there. It just needs a good day of me sitting down. I need some blinds in there, I need a blind over the skylights, all that kind of stuff, and I haven't had time to sort that out. So I will sort it out, but for now I just couldn't face it, so I'm back in the house. Also, this room that I'm in is so perfect for shooting in. It's got this huge window, and even now, right at the end of the day, there's hardly any light outside. It's like a really gorgeous light in here because it's just like sitting in front of a big beauty softbox in a studio. So really, this would be my ideal place, but I don't like the background. Anyway, moving on, just in case Mr. AMR is watching this. Bioderma, or Bioderma, and this is the moisturising anti-UV mist. This is brilliant. For all of those people that have always asked, you know, how do I do that whole kind of topping up of my SPF and reapplying if I've got a full face of makeup? You can't really, but this is your answer if you just want to give yourself an added boost and keep on reapplying. There are a couple of caveats to that, and I'll get to it. First of all, I wouldn't use this as my main SPF. Mainly because you can't see how much you're applying actually. So if you look at that, it's a really fine mist, which is wonderful, but you can't, you know, if you pour out a bit of sun cream into your hand, you know how much you're putting on. And I think that if you were going to be on the beach or outside in strong sunlight, you wouldn't really want to rely on this because you wouldn't know how much you're putting on. However, also if you apply it over just bare skin, I find it very, very tight and drying. Even though it says moisturising anti-UV mist, I don't really find that on my skin. I don't have very, very dry skin, so God knows what it would feel like. I mean, maybe that's just me, but it feels sort of moisturising to the touch. It's got a little bit of a residue, you know, you can feel that that's slightly moisturising, but it seems to evaporate quite quickly and then it can go quite tight. So I think that you need to have a moisturiser underneath. And you wouldn't really want to swap it out for your base SPF, you know, the thing that you put on before you go to the beach or before you go outside in the morning. Saying that, if you're going to be on the beach and you're properly out in the sun, lying on a sun lounger next to the sea, then maybe you wouldn't want to be topping it up with this either. I would be reapplying with something that I can see how much I'm using. So for the people that put on their SPF in the morning and then their makeup, and then maybe it gets to lunchtime or after work and they want to sit outside the pub and have a glass of wine or eat their sandwiches outside and they're worried that they're not still protected, spritz, spritz, spritz over the top of the makeup, and it works really well. So yeah, what else was I going to say about this? Yes, if you keep reapplying, you know, it is building up, and I've been testing this out extensively, and after about 4 reapplications you start to get a bit like bleh. So you know, you don't want to be building it up so that it's out here, but if you just want to top up your SPF, then I think this is brilliant and really small, fits in the handbag. Job is a good one. What is next on my list of things? Oh, let's talk about moisturising things again, because I mentioned this in my dehydrated skin video, and it's the Hydra Beauty Lotion from Chanel. Very moist. I know that will please a lot of people because they love the word moist. And this is a sort of moisturising, hydrating water or gel. Very, very lightweight, almost liquid. And it really, really packs a punch in the hydrating department. Very lovely indeed. It's quite fragranced, so some people don't like that, and you know, absolutely fine. But it does really give an added boost underneath your moisturiser, or if you wanted to go all the way, serum and then moisturiser, although I do find it almost a little bit too much if I use it under serum or moisturiser. I run out of breath. Serum and moisturiser. This is £40 for 150ml, so if you were comparing it to the price of a serum, it actually works out tremendously well. But, you know, it's not, it isn't a serum, I suppose. It's lighter than a serum. Still, really, really lovely, just as a put on for your moisturiser. Another thing, and I should have put this in that video, is the Suku Moisture Rich Mask. This is a travel size one version of it. Absolutely gorgeous. And it's sort of bouncy and forms a film on the skin, and it's very, very, very effective. I mean, it's expensive, but if you're really looking for something, I mean, there are so many moisturising masks that you just think, yeah, I may as well have just stuck my moisturiser on and then tissued it off, and what's the point in that? This one actually does something. Let's move on to, I feel like I'm going, now this, now that, now this. I'm so overexcited. Peel pads. Peel pads! You must have heard of these peel pads. They're sort of acid peels, made with glycolic acid in. Sometimes they've got other things, and they're in a pad like this. Now, I'm not sure what the benefit of having these pads is over a bottle of the liquid that you can put onto cotton wool yourself, which would be a hell of a lot cheaper, wouldn't it? Let's face it. Maybe that's the trick I'm missing here. But you know what? In a way, they're quite nice because you just use it, you throw it away, you feel like you've done a bit of a treatment rather than just swiping something on. So, you know, I don't have major complaints about them. But these from Avon are really nice. They're a new clinical, and they are with 10% glycolic acid. You do get a bit of a tingle. I would be careful if I had sensitive skin. They made my skin feel, I mean, very glowy afterwards when I woke up the next day. But for the first 10 minutes, it didn't feel that nice. I think my skin's still slightly sensitive because I'm breastfeeding and maybe my hormones aren't back to normal. So if you have very sensitive skin, I don't know about these. I would want to do some kind of patch test on a tiny little corner of my face. So yes, a few nail things now. Now I was testing this out, the Dior Nail Glow. I have to say, don't really like that. Where's the box for it, in fact? Let's put it back in the box. Lots of people have raved about it, and it's supposed to make your nails look whiter, instant French manicure effect. I don't really get that on my nails. I don't see how that's happening. I love Dior polishes in general. That does nothing for me. However, let's take a look at these. The Butter Sheer Wisdom Nail Tinted Moisturiser. Now, I've lost the lid for this one. I've got it in neutral and light. You don't have to match it to your skin colour, but I'm guessing that's sort of the idea. But you really don't have to because it's so sheer. You could use a much lighter shade and it would still look brilliant, or you could use, I probably wouldn't go too much darker than my skin colour on this, just because it's nice to get that sort of fresh effect and have it a little bit lighter or the same. But I have it on these nails, and I just think it's a really easy way of getting that groomed look to your nails. If you don't like to particularly spend the time painting on, you know, a vivid colour or something like that, just bish bash bosh, on with brush, and it doesn't really matter if you go over the lines, which we all know is a big problem if you're not very good at painting your nails. On the other side, I have this, and lots of you asked about what this was in a recent video. I think it might have been the last video up actually, even though I filmed that a little while ago. And this is Cure Nail Polish, Cure Bazaar. Love this brand. I used this all through my pregnancy. It's very, well, it's kind of as kind as it can be. I think that it's made from something like wheat or corn waste, something like that. They don't last for weeks and weeks and weeks. They're probably not the best longevity-wise, but they're very kind on my nails. They make them feel not so crappy when I take it off. And they do really nice shades, and this one is nude, and it's a sort of posh greyish nude colour, greyish light beige. Very nice, that. 3 more things to go. First thing, lots of people have been asking about my hair. Yes, I did go blonder, but quite a while ago now. The amazing Nicola Clark at John Frieda, and I'll put her information below. And I've been kind of maintaining my blonde and stopping it from looking yellowish or brassy. I've been using this stuff. I've been using it for a few weeks. Josh Wood Precious Blonde Shampoo and Precious Blonde Conditioner. You can get loads of these types of purplish shampoos for blonde hair, and they, because of the cool tones, they just sort of take the yellow edge off it a little bit, and they make it look crisper and cooler, if that makes any sense. Lots of them are very, very expensive. This is not too bad at all. Pleasantly surprised. Again, I'll put the links to these below. I don't normally get on with shampoos that have got SLS in. I normally find them a bit horrible on my scalp, but this leaves my hair feeling not squeaky, but it leaves it feeling properly cleansed. Whereas some shampoos recently I've tried, I've just been like, God, it doesn't even feel like I've washed my hair, sort of thing. And then the conditioner doesn't feel like it's going to be one of those very moisturising masks or anything like that, but rinse it out and it's done the job. Haven't really got anything. Oh, I've got a little bit of hair oil on actually, but you know, I didn't put any leave-in conditioner or anything like that on and comb that through, and it looks pretty okay. And because I have quite fine hair, I don't like anything to weigh it down, and it feels nice and lightweight. I've got two more things. First thing's makeup thing. I've been a bit low on makeup this month. Did I say at the beginning that I've tried loads of things that I just wasn't impressed with this month? And I'm not going to go into it because I go into a massive rant, but yeah, makeup wise, nothing that new. Really? Oh, I haven't brought it in with me. The Marc Jacobs highliner eye crayon, which I just think, I've got it on now, this is in Rococo. I had it on in a previous video, and it's just so soft and smudgy. The only thing it's missing, actually I haven't checked properly whether it, no, it doesn't have a smudger. It needs a smudger on the other end because I do like those rubbery smudgers, they're very handy. But great colour, great consistency, and stays in place. Very impressed. Bare Minerals Translucent Powder Duo. I kind of feel like they're going down the whole Hourglass line with this. You've got a matte translucent powder and a glow one. And when we say glow, I'm not talking about sort of high wattage. It's just very workable. I don't know whether you can see that there that I've put on the bridge of my nose. We're not talking about brushing on something very, very shimmery and obvious. If you just wanted to set your makeup, and this is what Hourglass are brilliant at, set your makeup with something that doesn't deaden the skin, perfect. So I think that Bare Minerals have done really, really well with this. And then the matte one is just what it says on the tin, it's just a matte one. So if you wanted to use it on your T-zone, that's great. And I like the fact that they're both in the same compact. So that is a big thumbs up for me in a month of disappointments. And lastly, this is one of the things I've loved most. This is from Too Faced and it's called Royal Oil. Smells of holidays, it's very coconutty and tropical. And it's one of these sort of tinted body oils. Just got to be careful not to get any on the carpet, otherwise I'll be in big trouble. I've just stuck my finger in the top there so you can see that it's quite glowy. And then look at this. And my friend Rach would love this oil. This would be right up her street. In fact, I might get her some and send it as a surprise. It just smells amazing. If you love those sort of NARS oils and ones like that, but you want extra glow, this almost makes you look like you're an android. Look at that. Incredible if you're going on holiday and you just want that amazing after beach glow. Last thing I want to talk about, the Lola dress from Whistles, which I didn't realise came in loads of different colours until I wrote my post about it the other day. Somebody, I don't know whether this sale is still going to be on, but they've got 20% off at Whistles. And so I went straight there to try and buy this dress that I've already got in black, which you can see in these pictures here. I wanted it in the khaki colour, like kind of army green. And they don't have it online, which is really annoying. So somebody's phoning me back. Somebody did phone me back, but I wanted other stuff. And I then stupidly said I'd let that one go and get it again. And it's turned into a right palaver. So anyway, I need to phone them back in the morning and get me one of those. I tried it on in the orange that they have online, and I loved it, and I think it looked amazing on tan skin. But then I started thinking of orange as the new black and whether it looked a bit prison uniform. So I don't know. Let me know what you think, because I was tempted. I should have got it and then ruminated and then taken it back, but I didn't. So yes, I should put the link to that below. The black is amazing, very, very chic, and I imagine the navy is too. I quite like a bit of navy. Anyway, rambling on. I shall see you in the next video.